said it, we meant it. We gon' keep it 100 offended. Don't tune in if you easily offended. Sending shots and I'm hitting the engine. If you whack, I'ma tell you wag, homie. Ain't no dealing with gossip, it's facts only. He fought and I smell all the cap on him. You ballin' the salary cap on him. You in a privileged position to learn something. So sit back and pour up or burn something. We ain't out here to preach, but the word coming. Ain't hearing from us, you ain't heard nothing. We got the block hot like we serve something. We cover the topic, don't swerve nothing. I'm one of them fresh off the curb youngins that probably came up off herb selling. No telling, we out here setting the vibe. Loggic Unplugged, what a good time to be alive. We up, pouring up, filling up my cup. If you're looking for the truth, tune in to us. This is that real shit, they can relate cause they know that we kill shit. Guys, the limit ain't heard of a ceiling. Tell these execs nothing less than $1 million, that's on God.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 1 of Loggic Unplugged podcast. As Logic with 2 motherfucking G's. This is your host with the motherfucking most, Abdul Hamid, aka me the Jersey Slugger, aka Mr. 856 don't take no shit, aka 609 it's our time, aka I done ran the fuck out of AKAs. To my left right here, my first host, right here, the best bartender in all of Delaware.
Thank you.
The host of Hearts of Hip Hop Radio.
Thank you for getting that right.
Yeah. I mean, I've been drinking, so I'm slurring a little bit. I'm off the hen rock a little bit, you know what I mean? But right here to my left, to your right, is none other than Miss Shay Elise, a.k.a. Shay C Vibes. So everybody, let me get a round of applause for Shay C Vibes. Everybody, even in the room, we got some, let me get a round of applause.
Thanks for that blessed intro. Hey everybody, I'm Shay. So welcome to Loggic Unplugged. So you're gonna get a lot of realness, a lot of extraness, but what you're gonna get from me is the ladies' vibe. We're gonna try to tame these.
She's gonna be representing all black women out here. That's what she's gonna be doing. She got a lot of pressure on her shoulders.
I'm gonna be representing me. But yeah, I'll be the spokesperson for the ladies, so I'm cool with that.
But I also personally want to say thank you for joining the podcast, because whether you know it or not, this is something I wanted to do for a very long time. And I came across your show. I didn't even know that you were doing a podcast, and I came across your podcast, and I loved your love for music, even though we hate R&B up here. But that's a whole nother podcast. That's a whole nother episode.
We'll get to that.
Because this is gonna be a hip hop based podcast. You know what I mean? But I wanted to personally thank you, even though you don't realize how much of an influence you were for me to even get this ball rolling even more. And you helped a lot, even though this is a collective, this is a group effort. But like in the beginning, before we put this shit together, you were such an influence on that.
I will cry right now, and I have a lot of eyeliner on, and I need you.
No, but I'm being serious. It really does.
I'm sensitive. I'm a Cancer. It's my season.
Oh,
I just had a birthday.
Happy belated birthday! Happy belated birthday out here! Happy belated birthday!
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's just like you said. It's my passion. I'm glad that shows, because that's all I really want to do.
I appreciate that. And our last host, but certainly not least. You know what I mean? My boy, huh?
What it is? What's good?
Over here, laid back in the cut.
Always
like a Band-Aid, huh?
Always laid back, always ready for the action, but always laid.
My boy Matic Beats, aka Matic. You know what I mean? The illest producer and beat maker out of South Jersey, up and coming. You know what I mean? How you making out, man?
I mean, things is good, man. Just moving and shaking. Just doing what I gotta do.
Moving and shaking, shaking and moving?
Yeah, man.
Laid back in the Maybach with the wave cap?
Oh, you already know I got the wave cap.
The 2020's got the fridge in the back, too.
Yeah, I gotta have that designer wave cap, man. You know, I already know.
Yeah, definitely, man. But I appreciate you being part of the podcast. You know what I mean? Me and you go back a little bit. Bachelor party days. You know what I mean?
That bachelor party was...
Yeah.
Was
that was years ago. We talking about 11 years ago.
I was going to say, I wasn't there. I didn't have nothing to do with that.
I just blew my whole check in that motherfucker.
that was the environment to blow your whole check.
Yeah, nah, that was unintentional. Because I had y'all money to blow. But... with that being said, man, this is episode 1 of Loggic Unplugged. Like we said, just a little bit to expect with us coming from this podcast is it's going to be a music-based podcast. We want to highlight local artists from Delaware, Philly, South Jersey.
Shout out to Jersey. We kind of
Yeah, man, that's another thing, man. We out here in Delaware, man. We 3 Jersey motherfuckers in Delaware taking over the motherfucking state, man. That's what we do, man. Out of state motherfuckers take over motherfucking Delaware, man. I see you smiling back there, Chris. But it's all right, man.
I mean, I live here. I'm cool with y'all.
But real quick before we like I said, just a little bit expected from us, man. We're gonna be a hip hop music based podcast highlighting local artists, but at the same time also touching on current events, anything going on in the culture, society, you know, from protests to local elections, anything. But before we get into tonight's introductory podcast, there's a couple people I want to give shout outs to and thank. One is Cato, man, from Willingboro, New Jersey, that y'all heard on that intro. You know what I'm saying? Cato and Rudder. But Cato was the one that laid it. My boy Matic over here laid the beat. It was definitely official. Second of all, I want to thank Hood Carney from the Not Up for Date, the debate podcast over in Salem, New Jersey, who was very instrumental in giving out pointers, right directions on what to do with this podcast. Also, I want to thank out Roderick Boyd from the Stands podcast over in Sicklerville, New Jersey. Very instrumental. And last but not least, man, I want to give a big shout out to Droop, man, from the Big Six podcast, man. He was more instrumental than anybody. He's the one that put me in touch with Chris over here at RMG Studios. Anyone want to holler at Chris Fullman? RMG Studios, very professional, very laid back. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for these two brothers, man, we wouldn't even be here tonight. You feel me?
That's facts.
So, and
real support, for real.
Yeah, definitely. Like I told Droop last night, man, so he said something very instrumental, man, and we going to have him on the podcast, is when I reached out to this brother, he said it would be against the code for him not to put me in touch with his contact. But you'll be surprised how many people that you know that have podcasts that don't want to hook you up. Now, I'm not even going to say hook up. That don't even want to point you in the right direction or give you any type of influence. I have close friends, and I'm going to call they asses out. I ain't going to say their names, but I'm going to call their asses out.
We got a shots fired drop.
Yeah. I'm going to call they punk asses out, man. Fuck these niggas, man. But that got podcasts, and they saw I was serious about this shit, and they didn't want to pick up their phone, don't want to respond to text messages, and want to talk about everything else under the sun but that. I had to reach out to total strangers for this shit. Total strangers. They were the ones that reached out the most, man. Like I said, big shout out to Droop. Big shout out to Chris Fullman, man. So with that being said, man, let's get into tonight's podcast, man. Tonight is just going to be short and sweet, man. It's just a 2020 recap, man.
I don't know if it's going to be short and sweet because I got a lot to say.
Oh, shit, man. Here we go. Representing all black.
I ain't been on the mic in a minute.
Here we go.
Let's go.
But yeah, tonight we're just going to be touching on 2020. Pretty much how fucked up it's been. Because it's been a fucked up year and we only in mid-July. Like, there's been so much shit that happened in 2020 so far. There's been so much shit. From the beginning of the year in, I believe it was it January or early February?
It started in January. With
the passing of Kobe Bryant and Gigi and the other members on board of the helicopter. That was that January?
I believe it was exactly in January.
We got our Googler over here.
You know what's so crazy?
It was January. What was it?
26.
January 26th.
Crazy. It was so crazy. I was in Vegas around the time. And when I found out about it, we was getting some food. I was with some people. I was with Afi Kingdom. I was with my cousin. And I was with a few of like his friends. And we were like just chilling. We were eating, and then we just got a notification. We thought it was a lie. I was gonna shoot out to Cali the next day, but with that happening, like, it just took that away. Like, I was gonna shoot out there the next day. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was. I didn't realize that that's what was going on. I was at work, bartending, and I look up on the TVs, and they just show a plane going down, and I'm like, why are all the TVs on this? What is going on? They're like Kobe Bryant. I'm like Kobe Bryant? Like,
I believe it was a Sunday, wasn't it? Wasn't it a Sunday?
It was a Sunday.
It was a
Sunday, and it was chilling there. And I've never seen, for a bar environment, I've never seen it get so quiet, so dull. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was impacted for the entire rest of the day forward. It was a kind of like time stop for me.
As far as me, I was home. It was one of those things that wasn't fake. I was getting different news feeds. I'm on Facebook, Instagram. You see people posting different stuff. And then there were so many stories during the day that all his kids were on board, everything. But
Social media is trash for that.
Yeah, but it was one of those things where, unfortunately, it sounds fucked up, but when TMZ reports it, even though people don't fuck with TMZ, I don't fuck with TMZ.
Me either.
But when they kind of report it, I think they got like a 99% being accurate right now.
But I would want to be known for a good thing. That's the thing.
Yeah, no,
about TMZ.
you
I
right.
don't want to be known for being the first person to deliver bad news. First of all, Rick Fox was not on that plane.
Yeah, they was going on. They was going under.
Why
Rick,
they do that?
Yo,
to
they
Rick
was
Fox?
going under Rick Fox's
Yeah.
page saying "Rest in peace." This nigga was
Word.
coming back talking about yo, I'm still here.
Good for him.
Yo, my
Crazy.
nigga, I'm
Like,
still alive. You know what I mean? But
Just
yeah, I mean, that's definitely just say rest in peace to Kobe, Gigi, and everybody else on board. I think it was a total of 9 people. I believe it was a total of 9.
R.I.P.
I don't
man.
believe so, but rest in peace to all of them because that was tragic.
And then just moving forward from there, it got even worse, man. My favorite up and coming rapper, Pop Smoke, rest in peace to the Woo, passed away.
R.I.P.
Yo, man, I've been
for
feeling
real.
like a whole gangbanger since that album dropped.
Man, like, and a lot of people, man, I was fortunate one of the fortunate ones to not be on his wave late because I got a 9 and 10-year-old son, so they put me on everything, and I fell in love with him about a year ago. So I mean, like, he dropped Meet the Woo 2 in February, right before he passed. You know what I'm saying? So I want to say like a week or two before he got killed out in L.A. during the home invasion. And let's give a round of applause. They just locked up his killers or his accused killers. Let me get a round of applause for that. You know what I mean? To see justice in that situation. They officially charged 4 people. And it's crazy. You didn't just lose the life of Pop Smoke, who was only 20. I believe the 4 individuals involved were a 15-year-old, a 17-year-old, an 18-year-old, and a 19-year-old. Don't quote me on that, but the oldest person is like a 19-year-old. So you really lost 5 lives.
That's what blows me. These are babies. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm not that old. But these are babies. And, you know what I'm saying? They living their life. They got out the hood. They living their dream. They doing their thing. And somebody really pulled up on the spot you at and offed you. Like, it just makes you really think about what these kids are having access to, what they're out there doing, and what position their power puts them in.
Yeah.
That's what was scary for me. Like, you thinking you did it. He did a big. He just got out. You know what I'm saying? You about to pop.
He was about to pop. He was definitely popping over here on the East Coast, but he was just starting to blow and get his buzz down south and out west, man. It was just it was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking for me, not as bad as Nipsey, because like yeah, we all know the Tupac and Biggie situation, but you know I was a kid at the time, man. I was like 10 years old. That shit really didn't really hit me like that. You know, Nipsey hit me like that. Like I wanted to cry when Nipsey passed
that
away, and I don't
wasn't
even know
supposed
the
to go
brother.
down
You know
like
what I mean?
When Nipsey, yo, I didn't even go out. I was gonna go out that day, and I was with my cousin. We was sipping and we was smoking, right? And we just found that shit. We found out about that. Yo, it just set our mood off. Like the way it happened, and then the way we got the notification. And then when we seen videos, and it was just like.
And listen, man, I'm
was
living
ugly,
through
man.
Pop Smoke right now. I'm living through Pop Smoke. I'm so anti R&B. I only fuck to Pop Smoke. I only fuck to Pop Smoke. That's it. You know what I mean? Pop Smoke makes the best making love music. I don't want to hear shit about no Tony, no Black or no David Caesar.
It's the
I
first
don't want to hear
episode.
nothing. I don't want to hear nothing about nothing.
We come to
I'm making love slow motion to Pop Smoke.
New fans, I'm a
Welcome to the listen, man. Long live the Woo, man. Long live the Woo,
It's
man.
okay. I'm gonna designate a whole entire episode to cussing him out about
Listen,
what
man, I'm
he
just
just said
telling you
about
right now.
Tony.
Listen,
okay?
man. Listen, man.
You're not going to talk bad about
Listen, man.
Tony
Listen,
in
man.
front of me.
Listen,
Raphael
man.
Sadiq is Bay in my head, and
Man,
it never rains in Southern California. So
Listen, man. We don't do R&B up here.
I'm about to
Loggic
sample that.
Unplugged,
I'm
man.
about to sample that through that joint at the end.
But
He's
moving
from my
moving
family.
forward though, man. Going from there, when you thought it couldn't get any worse, from Kobe and Gigi to the passing of Pop Smoke, you got Ahmaud Arbery. Am I saying his last name right? I heard it
believe it's
pronounced different
Arbery.
ways. I heard it pronounced
But
Arbery. But you know, the brother down in Georgia, who was absolutely murdered while he was out jogging, you know, for no goddamn reason.
that was some wild shit.
I mean, come on, man.
You had a lot of shit going back to back to back. You had Ahmaud Arbery. You had Breonna Taylor. And then, of course, everybody knows we had George Floyd. So like with those three things, and then also rest in peace to the one brother that the footage just got released. What was his name out there? I want to say it was Ohio with the ski mask. You know what I'm talking about? But with Ahmaud Arbery and these other individuals, man, and Breonna, still say her name, Breonna Taylor, because her killers are still out there
and lock them up.
They locked them up. They just locked up over 100 people yesterday out there in Louisville, Kentucky, but they won't lock up the fucking police that murdered her. But and also George Floyd. You know what I mean? So I want to tie that into this, man. It's like we got a lot of man, I don't want to get too emotional, man. I'm gonna get emotional, but you know, me and you were at the same protest. We weren't together, but we were at the same protest, and I don't know if you protested at all.
But imagine it. But think about this. Imagine the people that we don't even know about.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
So these are people that we know about based on a lot of the supporters and family getting the information out. But let's talk about the people that don't get that notoriety.
And that's why I think this is important to highlight this stuff, because there's so many thousands of people we don't know. It's just like with the whole Meek Mill situation that he was going through, and I commend the brother of bringing awareness to it, because the first words out of his mouth is, fortunately enough, I had enough money to fight this shit. Imagine if all the people who can't afford bail, who can't afford a lawyer, who's going through the same shit as I am, they get caught up in the system.
Right.
They get 3 years probation, it turns into 10, it turns into 15.
Right.
But I want to say, we all want to say rest in peace to Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd. What was y'all thoughts on those three specifically? I know there was a lot more, but those three specific situations, and then the after effect of how the country reacted, especially.
Well, for me personally, and I know it's the impact of those three that sparked this movement. But for me, it was personal. I have a friend that was personally murdered by the police. I'm going to say his name. His name is David Yearby. I'm going to say his name every day. Long live Dave Yearby.
R.I.P. David.
It's on footage. It's on YouTube. Look it up. That's my friend. And he died in a chair, in a restraint chair, with a mask over his face. And they watched him on camera. And it's personal. It's personal because it's our people. And every time that it happens to one of us, it's someone that's the age of your brother or your son, or your cousin, or your man's, or your wife, or your daughter. Nobody's exempt. It applies to all of us, and it really, really is. I'm glad that it sparked something. I'm glad that it finally got people up and listening and talking and acting and making changes, because this is ridiculous, and I'm not going to hold you. I'm one of the ones, I'm good, I'm chill, until it's time to rebel, because I'm not with all the walking and talking and protesting shit. I'm ready to wreck some heads, because it's personal. You know what I'm saying? I don't have any babies yet. When I bring babies into this world, they're going to be brought into this.
Yeah,
I got
no justice,
brothers, I
no
got
peace.
cousins.
Listen,
I'm not
man,
with it.
No justice, no peace. The saying, it's as simple as that. No justice, no peace, man. Till there's justice, there ain't going to be no peace.
For real.
Shout out to Damona, because I was right there when she made her speech downtown Wilmington.
Shout out.
What I mean? Fuck talking about a looter, man. Y'all want to waste time talking about a fucking looter, man. This is what this fucking country gets, man. This country is based off oppression. It was based off of slavery. You wiped out a whole Native American people damn near. And told them y'all can have this little bit of fucking land. You know what I mean?
There was a time where they were afraid of us. That's all I can say. If you watch the documentaries, if you read your history, there was a time when they were
they're still afraid of us. That's why you have all this stuff going on behind the scenes, gerrymandering and redlining and all this other stuff going on behind the scenes politically.
That's fact.
Because they know within the next 20 to 30 years, this country is going to be a predominantly brown country. And yes, a lot of it comes from the Latinos, but our Latino brothers and sisters also need to realize that we're allies.
Too. They better wake up.
We're allies. That's what they need to realize. We allies. You know what I mean?
Facts.
But
don't get me mad and militant on the first episode.
Nah, listen, man, and that's another thing our listeners and our viewers can expect from us, man. We can be ratchet, we can talk a lot of shit, but we can also be, I hate the term woke, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it because I can't think of nothing else right now. But we can also be woke at the same time, and I hate that word. Don't get me wrong. I don't know why, but I just think
I like
it became
aware.
like a hype.
You gotta be aware.
Get a fist bump.
Aware.
I know what's going on.
Aware. You know what I mean?
And come to your own conclusions. Don't just read. Don't just take what you read. Don't just take what you hear. Come to your own conclusions. We all live in different environments. Yeah. I can't say I'm not from Delaware. None of us are from Delaware. Yeah. What's going on in Delaware, I can't say is the same thing that's going on in Jersey. I was born in New York. I can't say none of that. Yeah. So
But as far as me, man, like, you know, I was out there. I ain't gonna say frontlining, but I was out there protesting. I want to say 6 days straight, man. I still got $2,000 worth of tickets.
You was out there. I saw you on Delaware
So matter of
Online
fact,
or something. Man.
listen, man. No, listen, shit. Listen, I'm about to drop my Cash App. Anyone that want to donate to these curfew tickets out here in Philly, you know what I mean? I was protesting, but I was protesting everywhere from Wilmington to Philly to South Jersey. You know, shout out to everyone that put protests together. Speaking of which, hopefully this drops in enough time. I want to give a shout out to Nye White. She's putting together a protest this Friday, which is what's today's date, man? That's the 17th. Downtown Wilmington, 8th and French. This one touches home for me, and I'm gonna be there. I know this is a little off topic, but I'm gonna be there because it has to do with mass incarceration and aggravated sentencing. And this touches me because, you know, I was incarcerated. I turned my life around. But this really touched home. So I'm going to give a shout out to Nye White. You know what I mean? AKA Ms. White. Go on, do what you do. If anyone needs information about the protest, holla at us. Hopefully Chris can put the flyer on there if we drop this before then. If not, check our Instagrams and Facebooks and all that other good stuff. But, you know, I was out there, man. I took a pride in protesting. I don't know. I know you protested. I don't know if you protested. If not, I'm not here to hold anyone. My whole thing is just to hold everyone accountable. You know, I took a pride. I took a real pride in protesting. I took a real pride. I didn't protest for me or for my kids. I protested for the fact that hopefully my grandkids will really have the real equal rights we deserve. It starts with us. Mm-hmm. You know, if people think it now, if we can get the immediate action, that'd be perfect. That'd be perfect. But you know, I do it for hopes that my kids or my grandkids will have better equal opportunity. Won't be racially profiled when they pulled over. You know, I got pulled over the other night over in Jersey. The first thing I did was I put all 4 of my windows down and I put my hands on the steering wheel. I don't want to give them any excuses. That's the first thing that comes to their head, man.
But that's crazy. We have to do that.
Yeah.
Even think like that.
Didn't even think like
palms sweaty.
Everybody,
you know like,
and it's even
crazy.
like it's crazy. Like I've been stopped so many times, and it's like when you get to a point. One time I was stopped in Rowan, and the way I was stopped by like 10 cops, and they had me like gunpoint. They told me get out the car, back up, going like this. Backing up the whole time. Now I just realized, and I just found out this recently came out as a report. There was another kid that was actually apprehended the same way. There's an actual like, it's just the way they do it, I guess, out there in that area. But it's just kind of crazy that they have a system for us. You know what I mean?
It is. They're aggressive first, and they ask questions later. That shit is wild.
That was a system.
And I don't care if you were speeding. I don't care if you were doing 120 miles down the New Jersey Turnpike. That shouldn't cost you your life. Give me my ticket and go on about your night. You got your check for the night. Like, why is that even necessary? I don't care if I'm hemming you up, whatever, all that extra shit. Give me my ticket and go on about your day. Call your sheriff. You know what I'm saying? You took that oath.
And you still see after the fact,
life.
even during the protest, police were out. Like, they were doing a lot of extra stuff, too, when they were detaining people. They were purposely, and our home state of Jersey, Franklinville, which I know you from more up top, Central Jersey, but South Jersey, you know, you had a CO that came by there was a Black Lives Matter protest coming down in Franklinville, New Jersey. Mm-hmm. Mind you, this man is a correctional officer, and he's recently been fired or suspended, I forget. But he told the other individual to lay down as the Black Lives Matter protest was coming by, and he put his knee on the motherfucker's neck and told him this is what happens when you don't comply. This is what he told him. A correctional officer. So with shit like this, when we're protesting police brutality against black and brown people, and then you have a correctional officer doing shit like this, you want to know, and you know what's in the background? Trump flags. And people want to know why we treat the 45 the way we do. When we get mad. Because guess what? When Bush was in office, as much shit as we talked about, we thought he was racist, you ain't see no goddamn Bush flags.
For real.
Right. That's true.
He was a Republican.
Fuck that shit.
You know what I'm saying? We might have said, yo, he racist. We didn't really have no proof of that shit. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to say it. But anytime you see anything, whether it's Charlottesville, whether it's Black Lives Matter protests and people out there, the anti-protest, the protest, which is some bullshit. They out there with Trump paraphernalia. They ain't out there with a Republican flag, which I don't think, you know what I mean, with the symbol and shit. They out there with a stone cold Trump flag, which is the reason why we feel he's a racist. We feel he's a white supremacist. He gave these white supremacists a voice to say it's okay to say this shit. You feel me? That's why we feel the fucking way we feel about 45. Point blank, period.
The anger, the resentment.
The anger. Every time you see something going on in this country that is a white supremacist movement, this man, you see Trump flags in the background. And you don't see this man speaking out against it, but he still brings up Obama every damn time out of his mouth. He still questions if this man was even born in this damn country.
Which don't really got nothing to do with nothing, because isn't he...
He comes from immigrants.
Okay.
But let us say some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Like, come on.
I can't. It's heavy.
In the words of the mad rapper, come on, son. Come on, son. You know what I mean? I want to try. The mad rapper, you know what I mean? That might be above y'all. You might be a little too young. Yeah, you is older now. I'm not going to put your age out there. You older now. Yeah, we're going to try and switch the topic. How you doing, Shay? You good?
Yes.
Yo, but they know
Representing all black people over here. Representing all black women over here. You know what I mean? Shay representing all black people, all black women over here.
Moving on.
Moving right along, man. But on a brighter note, let me say this on a brighter note. One thing with the whole quarantine and the whole COVID situation.
I'm so over it.
All right, the one bright note with that, with 2020, has been the Verzuz battles.
Oh, I was gonna say, would you get that unemployment money? Because
I didn't get no unemployment money. I ain't get no fucking unemployment money.
That has been some
struggling,
great content.
Yo, listen, man, my third side chick been living good. My third side chick been getting like $1,300-$1,400 a week. And they ain't been breaking me off with shit.
You know about with the Verzuz battle though, for real, it was the crossover, was the Beanie Man.
That was
the cross. He changed the whole game of it. Now everybody performing like it's lit now.
Yeah. I'm not sure which first one originally set the tone, because it was the producers first. You know what I'm saying? Like you had the Scott Storch. Who did Scott Storch?
Oh, Manny Fresh.
Yeah.
Manny Fresh.
You know, that set a tone, and then you had the Teddy Riley and Babyface. That set a tone.
Yeah, that was
funny. Then you moved into the Erykah Badu and the Jill Scott.
That set more of a tone of this being a celebration and not a battle.
Well, yeah, it changed.
Because that was one of my favorite. But it was like, I know it's a celebration, but I want to see like a little cutthroat. Like, oh, I love you, Queen. I love
you want to see some beef.
I want to see some cutthroat.
You want to see some us called out their name.
Scott play some getting in the way.
But
some shady shit.
But how many of y'all caught the first verses? The very first, which was Swizz versus Timberland.
I did not watch. I watched it after
you see
the
that?
fact.
I seen it. Yeah.
That set it off.
Yeah, I watched
that to me right there. And then you had Just Blaze go against one of them too. Just Blaze got cooked, I believe.
By who?
But it was either Swizz or Timberland, because he called out like the winner of them and he won. This is before it became actual verses. This is before it was all that.
When people was just doing that.
People were just going on IG and doing whatever. Like, so what y'all feeling on even more outside of the verses? Like most recently, Jada, Kiss, and Fab.
That was my favorite.
That was my favorite too, right?
Yeah, that was
man. Shout out to Kiss, man, for getting saucy on camera and not giving a fuck, man.
Shout out to Kiss. Yeah, he was lit.
Kiss, he was getting saucy.
He was repping his shit too.
That was trash.
He threw this shit on with Diddy. He's like, he wrote it.
But I'm not gonna lie though. Listen, I'm a diehard Kiss, D Block, Locks fan. Diehard. But I thought Fab was going to win because Fab had more mainstream records. Fab didn't play no shit from Soul Tape like that.
Well, it's interesting that you say that, because that's also the problem with the battles so far. It seems like none of the two artists are ever on the same page.
Yeah,
like,
you're right.
The only one that was Kiss. Kiss knew.
No, that's what I mean.
They never
like,
on the
it's
same
always
page.
one artist who's not. I'm about to murder you.
I got you.
And then there's the one artist that's like, nah, this is a celebration. I'm gonna play all my hits. And every battle has been set up that way, so it always feels like a mismatch when it's not. And it's like, so this one that's upcoming if Snoop Dogg get on there and play all his singing hits, I'm gonna be so tight when X come in here and play.
I'm gonna be mad too. He play all his.
I ain't gonna say no name. I ain't gonna say no names, man. We got some niggas sitting in the room that's going for Snoop. That's talking about. You know,
nah, that's DMX, bro.
The whole.
That's X.
I ain't gonna say no names,
It's gonna be
man.
a good battle.
Especially if they bring out like a lot of his.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you like this, man.
Like shit in his prime.
Yeah, you gotta bring out the first.
This is what people don't. This is what people fail to realize with the Verzuz battle. Every battle goes past the 20 songs. The 20 motherfucking hits. I don't give a damn if you got one album or two album, or if you like Snoop that went from 93 to current. 20 motherfucking hits is 20 motherfucking hits at the end of the day.
That's fact.
I feel that X's 20 hits is bigger and crosses over more into especially white and younger America
Yep. I agree.
than Snoop's.
I agree.
Now, I personally like Snoop better than X, personally. But I think X's shit be bigger. Now, I know about Doggy Style. I know that's a classic album. I know he got Gin and Juice. I know he was on The Chronic. I know all that. But X got some shit that's in these white folks' movies that be ringing off. I'm not saying Snoop don't neither, but he got some shit like, what's the shit? The part Up in Here. Up in Here being every.
I thought I agree with you. I do kind of agree with you, but I don't. All right, I want X to win just because that's my personal favorite.
Yeah, and I'm going for the East Coast. I ain't gonna lie, I'm biased. I always go for the East Coast.
I'm going for
because I came up when X dropped, so like X was getting mics in the source when I came up.
You older, but you ain't that older to talk about the source. You don't know about the source, man.
I was stealing my big sister's magazines like shit. Like, wait a minute, what's going on?
You don't know shit about the
source,
source, man. You don't know shit.
But
y'all had that up in Franklin Township?
Yo, don't get smacked on camera. Anyway, so Snoop is gonna win because of his crossover hits. He's gonna win because of Beautiful. He's gonna be the artist
you
that
the
plays
second
all
person
his hits.
in the group chat. Niggas was talking about
when he play Beautiful, it is gonna be crazy.
With 21 questions, my nigga. Beautiful ain't fucking with 21 questions.
You
I
are
don't
in
give a
the
fuck.
total wrong battle. What song does? Wait, I'm lost.
See, you drunk and you been smoking that Reggie. So I'm gonna tell you what it is. I'm gonna tell you what it is.
Where does DMX got a song called 21 Questions?
Oh shit, we talking about 50. Damn, I'm fucked up.
I completely accept your apology. You don't even gotta say it because I was like, am I about to look like a whole fool on camera?
Don't edit shit.
What are you talking about?
Don't edit shit.
Yo.
Don't edit shit.
Yeah. Try to get me out of here.
No, I was talking about. No. You know what I was thinking about? No, what's the shit when his name? All the females. What
y'all really want?
What y'all really want from a nigga?
That shit was hard.
That's not fucking with that.
Unfortunately,
nah, with just going that shit though.
But you know,
the
reason why I named 50 because I was gonna bring up the whole 50 and the 50 possible battle of him coming up, but we'll get into that.
50
no, hold on. But the whole thing is, it also depends on who goes first.
Yeah, because they set the tone.
Because if Beautiful goes first and then it's followed up by really what you really want from a nigga, I'm gonna go with DMX. But if DMX goes first with what you really want from a nigga in the 21, I might go with Snoop. It all goes about who goes first.
It's not gonna work like that. It's not gonna work like that.
It does. It has to go with order. Because these niggas be playing songs in the wrong order.
I think it's gonna go with Snoop first. It's gonna be Snoop first.
No. But I'm saying how the Verzuz battle is supposed to go. And the last one with Kiss and Fab is the only ones I saw that really stuck to it. Is you're supposed to go 10, the one person go first, then the back part of the 10, the other person go first.
But sticking to it has nothing to do with playing the right songs. Like, you still gotta play a song that's gonna beat that person. What y'all really want is not gonna be Beautiful, unfortunately.
Shit, you crazy
It's
as
a
hell.
commercial
Nah,
hit.
it won't.
You
It's
shit
a
crazy.
I
I think I made my daughter the what you really want from a nigga.
If both those songs come up, he won't win that.
Fucked up, man.
He gotta play it at another time. He can't. He gotta kind of play it by
I think my
ear.
high school sweetheart got. I think she had to get an abortion to that shit.
Oh, man.
I mean, from that shit, man.
Hey, we're pro-choice on this podcast.
No, we pro-choice. I'm against. I mean, listen, I support whoever. Let me not get it. We about to get canceled the first episode out this bitch.
Gosh.
Oh man, but now speaking of which, though, staying in the Verzuz battles is 50 and T.I. I don't think it's gonna happen. I would love for it to happen. I think 50 is in a different space with the whole. 50's on a different level with the whole creative and filmmaking That's why I don't think he'll do it.
Here's why I'm over these battles, and it still remains the same. 50 can go against T.I. I want 50 to win because I feel like 50 has the stronger hits, but because T.I. has more of the commercial hits, I actually did a makeshift version of this battle, and I won by one. I'm not going to call you out, opponent, but I won anyway. So, I was 50, and I won by one hit.
Call her ass out.
Then he got her ass.
Oh!
It was one hit. It was tied up. We did our 10 and 10, you know what I'm saying? But T.I. got commercial hits. He got hits. He got features. He's going to win.
T.I. had more hits than what I thought, right? And I'm not going to lie. I stole this from the Joe Budden podcast. Because I was listening to it, and I love 50. I'm an East Coast nigga. I'm always going to go for East Coast. Always going to go for East Coast. That's just how I is. Mm-hmm. They started breaking down the playlist, and then they was breaking it down. I was like, damn, T.I. got mad hits. Because 50 got mad hits, but 50 got mad hits on like 2 albums. But he got like on 2 albums.
It's all hood nigga hits.
There was one album on T.I. Don't get me wrong, I never listened to a T.I. album, but I know the song.
No, because here's the question.
Is this a 20-second or a full timeout?
It's a 20-second. Does 50 get to play? Shut up. Does 50 get to play G-Unit hits? Or is
That's
it
the
just
thing.
50
but,
hits?
But see, this the thing is, that G-Unit era, I think was only popping to us out here. Because that mixtape era, I don't think it touched down south like that. Because this is pre-internet. 50 Cent, Jersey, New York, fucking Philly, Delaware, Maryland. I think from the DMV on north, I'm not going to say it didn't touch Virginia and all that other shit, or Carolina, because I know it did. But the impact it had up here, I don't think it had the impact like that down in Atlanta.
You think so?
I don't know. This is
especially the mixtape era. Yo, that 50 Cent mixtape era. Mind you, we from South Jersey. It hit us, but it hit us a lot later than it hit fucking North Jersey and fucking New York.
Okay, so
and I felt late.
Here's what I would have wanted to see.
Nah, I think you're right about that, though.
I would have wanted to see G-Unit versus the Locks.
No, I want to see G-Unit versus
Dipset. I would do G-Unit versus
Jimmy said no, though. Jimmy said no.
Because all 57 million Dipset songs sound the same. There's only one.
Nah, I fuck with that Dipset,
They got that heat makers on the beats.
Man, I remember being locked up North Jersey, man, and that Dipset ringing off, and everybody was fucking blood. I'm the only nigga on the fucking tier. I'm fucking scared to death out this bitch. Like, oh, shit, these niggas about to fuck my ass up. Being the only Crip on the fucking tier, I was ready to I was about to turn blood out this bitch.
Absolutely not. I'm not a part of any of this gang banging nonsense that they over here talking about. Man, I don't know what they over here talking about.
Oh shit! But moving right along, man. We about to end this motherfucking podcast. We can't leave out of here, man. We can't leave out of this episode, the first motherfucking episode, man, without talking about entanglements, man.
I'm tired of it already.
Yeah, I'm tired of it too, but we gotta address the situation. We gotta address it. Do y'all believe Will and Jada? Do y'all believe August 6ix9ine? Because that's what I'm talking about. I call him what's his name? August Alsina? Yeah. August 6ix9ine, yeah, because he fucking it up for real niggas.
Yeah, I don't believe him at all.
I believe him, but I believe he shouldn't have said shit. I'm gonna let y'all talk.
I don't believe that he should.
I'm gonna let y'all talk, and then I'm gonna save my shit for last.
Do you really want me to talk?
I want you to talk. Okay. Speaking to the mic.
Okay.
Pause.
So you can't. All right.
I can't pause you. You're a female. I can't pause you.
Anyway, so. Yeah, he was wrong. You can't say shit all 4 or 5 years later. Like, it's done. If you was going to say something about it, say something about it. Say your heart is broken and move the fuck on. Okay. On the other side, because men are allowed to have feelings too, he got feelings. Solid. He also must be about to drop an album.
Man,
that nigga so on the other side, Jada Pinkett was predatory as shit for this move. Predatory as shit. And we also got to talk about women doing predatory shit too, because we be doing predatory shit too. So... Everybody's wrong in the matter, and it shouldn't have came out at all. It shouldn't be a thing. We shouldn't be talking about it. It shouldn't be a thing. Entanglements get on my nerves. I saw T-shirts with entanglement on it the next day. Like,
hey, yo, new merch dropping. Loggic Unplugged podcast T-shirts with entanglement on the back.
Merch money off the entanglements already.
I'm over it. Over the entanglements.
But what do you
What happened
feel?
to booty calls?
But what do you?
Right.
But no, how do you feel about the exact situation though? Who do you feel was leaning more towards the truth? Do you think it was a
They
combination
both
of
were
both
telling the truth.
of their side of it?
Yeah, they both were telling the truth. And
What
she
do
was
you think
embezzling
really
with
happened,
shit.
though?
Entanglements is not even a word.
Entanglements is a word.
Man, they
though.
been swinging and they been swinging, man.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, why are we
All
talking about it?
right, let me say this, man. Let me say this. I think all of them are full of shit. I think there's three sides to every story.
Agreed.
Their side, and the truth. I feel Will and Jada are in an open relationship, but they will never admit it because they're the Smiths.
Facts.
I think Will really did have a conversation with August Alsina, but he'll never acknowledge this shit because he's Will motherfucking Smith. I think August Alsina got into a sexual relationship with Jada Pinkett Smith and got turned the fuck out by that cougar. I think she ate this nigga's ass.
Facts.
I don't think
This
anybody
nigga
has
fell in
thought
love.
that far.
No. Listen, no. We gonna address this right now because the first time you young and you get your ass eaten out, don't sit here and look at me, nigga. Don't sit here and look at every nigga that had their ass ate out. I don't want to hear no shit. You fall in love with that bitch. I was 19 years old. I was 19. I thought I loved it. I'm gonna tell you straight up. Listen, I'm gonna tell you straight up. I think the nigga got into a sexual relationship. He got his ass eaten out, and he fell in love with her. And that's when she fell back and said, "You cut." And that's when he started speaking out. Because he started speaking out after she cut ties with him. And coincidentally, this nigga has music coming. That whole red table talk and all this other bullshit, I don't buy it. Like, these motherfuckers are actors and actresses. They're actors and actresses.
And how do you have a red table talk without the person that's saying their feelings is hurt? That was my whole thing. So y'all do y'all little 12-minute red table talk.
Yeah, 12 minutes. 12 minutes.
That's y'all busting
Then
it
the
up
whole little
after
shit at the end
crying.
of bad relationship for life and all this other shit. Come on, man. These niggas is actors,
Here's
man.
my
I ain't
problem.
nobody trying to hear this shit, man.
Did nobody else pick it up when they first started? They looked like they just finished crying. So did we get the part where y'all was bawling, talking that real shit? No, we only get the part where y'all busting it up like, well, we split up and we got back together. That was a politically correct ass 12 motherfucking minutes.
Man, let me tell you something.
I need
man.
them to run that
They
shit.
some hell of actors, man. They some. I'm not gonna say. Listen, man. I think it's a combination of everything, man. I just think it's a combination of everything. We'll never know the truth. We'll never know the fucking truth.
I'm not married, so I'm not allowed to comment on nothing. I take all of it back. I retract all my statements. Until I find a husband, I can't comment on nobody else.
You can always plead
marriage.
that fifth.
Plead the fifth.
Talking and plead the fifth.
That.
Plead the motherfucking fifth.
I don't got shit to say. Happy marriage, people.
Entanglement, that motherfuckers.
What else you got going on?
Nah, is there anything else y'all want to get into before we close this thing out? You know what I mean? Anything else? Plug y'all socials. Tell everybody where to find y'all.
My business card is right there.
Yeah,
if you
easy.
need a bartender for any of your events, any of your barbecues, your birthdays, your social events, your weddings, I'm certified. Hit me.
Hit her. That's Shay C vibes.
Yo, holla at me. It's at the Real Matic Beats on Instagram. You can fuck with me on the YouTube too. I'm at Matic Beats. But if y'all are artists, y'all looking for beats, y'all looking for the wave, I'm that wave, man. I mean, don't get lost right now. So fuck with me, follow me, connect. Let's do that.
Artists, if y'all out there, man, Philly, Jersey, Delaware, y'all want to come up here, y'all want to get interviewed, y'all want to spit a freestyle, holla at us, man. Holla email. It's Loggic Unplugged at gmail.com. That's Logic with 2 G's. Everything is Loggic Unplugged Podcast. That's Facebook, Instagram. Did you start the Twitter yet?
I did.
No, she did not. And she represents all black women. You did?
Yeah.
Oh, you did? Oh, she did. That's my bad.
Call me a slacker on
My
camera.
bad. That's my bad. You know what I mean? Everybody else, y'all can holler at me on Facebook, you know what I mean? Or Instagram at KingAb856. You already know. So with that being said, we're going to end our first podcast. Shout out to RMG Studios. Shout out to Droop from the Big Six podcast. Shout out to Chris Foreman. And that's a wrap. We out this motherfucker.